Time to put your galleons where your mouth is. By Tsume Yuki. Chapter 13. Doing okay, I guess. Turais, where are you? Why did you just leave? Sirius didn't mean anything he said. I'm sure he didn't. I know you're really, really good at magic, and that you're the best student Hogwarts has seen in ages, but that doesn't mean you should run off to do whatever it is you're doing. I miss you. You're supposed to be at Hogwarts with Sirius and I. Why haven't you come back yet? Why did you take your trunk? What are you even trying to do? I don't want you to get hurt. You're my big brother, and I don't know what I'll do if you get hurt. Please come back. Regulus. Hogwarts student hightails it! By Rita Skeeter. Dearest readers, I'm sure you've all heard the name Turais Rigel Black by now. No? Then let me graciously remind you. Turais Rigel Black, 16 years old and heir to the most ancient and noble house of Black, discoverer of the legendary Chamber of Secrets, which this very reporter got the first tour of. Known for his record-breaking achievement during the latest OWL exams, which saw him return triumphantly to his parents with the greatest grades seen in more than a century, even better than current Hogwarts headmaster Albus Dumbledore. This young man is certainly flying high, no doubt destined for great things. Or so we thought. I have been informed by a trusted source that Perfect Air Black has suffered a miniature meltdown. After a verbal spar with his younger sibling, one Sirius Orion Black, Turais Black was said to have confirmed that not only did he already know all of the course material on offer at Hogwarts, but that his time could be better spent elsewhere. He then proceeded to leave the school grounds, trunk and all, and has not been heard from since his exit 3 days ago. Is this a sign of a genius grown bored that our most impressive school has nothing to offer its highest achievers? Or a sign that the pressure of his duties, heir to the House of Black, Slytherin prefect, and all-around beloved star student, had led to a crumbling Turais Black? Is it right to place so much pressure upon the youngsters of society? Or perhaps Turais Black came into contact with a questionable artifact during his exploration of Slytherin's most famous chamber? Who can say for sure? What we are certain of, though, is that there will be more coming on this story. For I will not be letting this go unanswered. What could possibly pressure a child to leave the comfort of the safest location in Britain? Stay tuned for more. Reggie, I'm doing okay, I guess. But Sirius was right. I'm not doing anything sad at Hogwarts. I already know all the course material, and it's just a waste of time. I guess you've seen the newspaper today, or yesterday, who knows what day you're reading this on. But regardless, front page? Really? It must have been a slow news day. It's not like there's a war going on out there that they're supposed to be reporting on. No, a Hogwarts runaway is of so much more interest, apparently. Well, what readers want, readers get, regardless. Even if I do consider being reported on a great invasion of privacy. As for where I am at the moment, I can't say. I will mention that I have passed through a small village by the name of Little Hangleton. I'm looking for something, a few somethings actually, that could be a great help when it comes to stopping this war. I've only been sure on the location of 2, though. The others I'm going to have to really look to locate, hence the whole running across the country business. As long as I don't get caught, I won't have to pay the apparating without a license fine. Speaking of which, please destroy this letter/evidence once you've read it through. The amount of times I've popped up and down the country means I probably owe all of my trust fall by now. Why did I leave? Because Sirius is right. I'm not doing anything sad about learning things I already know. I could do so much more out here, and you're just going to have to trust me with that. I have never lied to you or Sirius, so you know I speak the truth when I say I will come home. Just not until I have done what I need to do. I was so caught up in having little brothers to look after that I shut the outside world away, tried to ignore it. But I can't do that any longer. Can't find the will to do so. I'm going to stop the Death Eaters and Voldemort. I can't let you or Sirius graduate only to face that. I might get a little roughed up, but I will live. That's a promise. Turais. He's doing what? The second that he'd seen Turais' familiar owl sweep in from the rafters, Sirius had literally climbed across the Ravenclaw table to get to the Slytherin one, accidentally sticking his foot in a bowl of porridge in the process, leaping on his brother and the owl in an attempt to snatch the letter out of their grasp. He was desperate for news. It had been 5 days now. 5 days since he and Teras had fought. 5 days since the boy had walked out of Hogwarts and not been heard from since. He knew that Regulus and their father had wrote to Teras, but he just couldn't do it himself. He felt guilty. No, beyond guilty, for there were no words to sum up how Sirius felt. James had tried to comfort him, as had Peter and Remus, but Sirius just couldn't sit there. His brother, his oldest brother, was off running around England doing Merlin only knows what. All because Sirius had yelled at him, had been childish and wound up and not able to see what was clearly in front of him. The camping trips had been for protection. Teras had looked after him all his life, had gone against family for both him and Regulus, and he'd been bloody selfish about the whole thing and demanded that Teras give him some space. Well, space he'd gotten. The oldest Black wasn't even in the same building anymore. He was hopping up and down the country on some mad self-appointed quest, and it was all because of him.
Mr. Black, am I to assume that this is a letter from your older brother?
Regulus clutched the letter the two of them had been reading to his chest, looking up at the headmaster with a scowl. Sirius frowned too, stepping closer to Regulus and putting himself between the older wizard and his little brother.
It is, though I don't see why Reggie's personal mail should be aired.
Sirius grumbled, folding his arms across his chest. Teras stood up to everybody for them. Teras had looked their mother in the eye from a young age and told her, no. If Teras could do it, then so could Sirius.
Would you perhaps like to discuss what your older brother has said so that we may increase our attempts to bring him home?
Sirius grimaced, but stood firm. He might not like the fact that Teras had gone off, but that was Teras' personal choice. He always knew what he was doing. Teras was always in control, and this time would be no different. Plus, if Dumbledore saw that letter, then Teras' vault would be drained for apparition fees faster than Mother could say, Mudblood. No, Regulus muttered, fingers tightening around the parchment as he stood up from his seat, no doubt trying to ignore the growing silence around them.
Mr. Black, I thought private mail was supposed to remain so, Headmaster.
Sirius almost gaped. Snape had looked up from his newspaper with an eyebrow raised at the older man as he spoke. True, Teras had always been kind to the greasy git, but Sirius had never seen the boy actually help his brother in return for his kindness. Very true, Rabastan Lestrange muttered from up the table, just as Regulus set the parchment alight, just like how Teras had asked him to do.
Of course, Mr. Snape, Mr. Lestrange.
And Dumbledore walked away. Frowning, Sirius dropped into a seat beside Regulus, pulling his little brother down and into a hug as he did so.
Come on, Reggie. We've got a big brother to write to. You can help me with my groveling apology.